Mic check, 1, 2, check, everybody. I'm going to turn this up a little bit, microphone-wise. All right, welcome to another Eric Flight Twitch stream. We're going to continue on our way on the Cirrus SR22 flights from Plymouth, Massachusetts in the United States to Paris, France. We're actually going to make it happen. Again, we'll go over the route with you here. So this is what it is for tonight at least. And what we have here is we are going direct from Narsarsuaq, which I can never pronounce right, hope I did it, to Kulusuk. And this is after I redid things. Let me just log in here and I'll show you my main route for the ultimate how do I get across the Atlantic with the Cirrus SR22. It's gotten hairy. Last flight was very hairy. And the fact that I almost ran out of fuel. But there was no other way to do it, and that's because of heavy, strong headwinds and stuff. Therefore, I was originally going to go from Narsarsuaq to Keflavik, Iceland, but we're going to go and do the safe route by going up here, and then we'll do an extra leg here. But for tonight, we're just doing this leg right here. But as you can see, I've gone from Plymouth, Massachusetts to Canada to the bottom of Greenland. We're going to end up in Greenland again one more time. To Iceland, all the way across. This is Denmark, an island belongs to Denmark, to Scotland, London, and Paris, France, with the Cirrus SR22. And that is what we are going to do. So let's get this here again, so we have a reference here. But we should be good after that. And that was wrong. BGKK, not BGGK. There you go. And Kulusuk is actually a gravel runway. We're going to leave, not real time, but I do have live weather on for Microsoft. And it says it's clear right now. I'm sorry, it says fuel at 9,300 feet. We are going to try to get to 9,500 feet. That's what I filed for on VATSIM. But as you can see here, there's really no one on VATSIM, even for controllers. So we're good either way. If I have to descend down to 7,500, it's going to be kind of tight. The reason why we're going to go so high is because on my tablet, alright, actually, I'm sorry. Let me go back to the other thing. Is because on SkyVector, if you zoom in here, first it says that those are the safest altitudes. But if you go down to the relief here, it says like 6,000 feet. So I wanted enough to clear any obstacles. This says 7,000. So if we went 7,500, we're barely going to be over that in terms of a safe flight. So once we get over there, should be good, and we can descend if we have to. So that is why we're going to go hopefully at 9,500 feet. Without further ado, though, let's go to our checklist. I'll show it to you while we do this, and we'll get this going here. Where are we? Nope. I'm trying to find that one thing I have to turn on. And that's not it either. Oh my god, there's so many. Oh, there it is. Here's our checklist. I made it myself from the POH for the Cirrus SR22. And we're going to do this. So here we go. So we're going to start before starting engine. Everything else is for the pre-flight, which we don't do on the simulator. Okay. We've already filled fuel tanks, so we're good. And this airport had fuel, so we should be good. Pre-flight inspection is completed. Emergency equipment on board. Passengers brief. Seat hold. Sonar is just secured. External power fabrical is connected. It's not connected. We don't need it. Brakes are set. Alright, battery master switch is on. I'm going to switch both of them on, by the way. Strobe lights will go on at this time. Mixture, full rich. Let's just make sure this is working. It is beautifully. Alright, power level, full forward. There we go. Alright. Ignition switch, no, not yet. Fuel pump, prime, then boost. So we're going to prime it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then go to boost, and there we go. I'm going to yell clear prop in a second. 1/4 power, right about there. Clear prop, ignition switch on. And there we go, we have ignition. Power level, retard down to 1,000 RPMs. Still a little faster. This is a powerful engine, boy, I'll tell you that. Alright, ignition switch, yeah, oil pressure check. It's looking good. Alternator master switch is on. Okay, this should go on when I turn the avionics on right now. I don't like the inset. We're going to get rid of that. We're also going to turn our transponder on it this time, seeing that we're turning everything on. Should say 7,000 because we're in Greenland, so that's the VFR squawk code for Europe, and that's what I'm going with. Caution. Alright, I'll put the pitot heat on too, because it doesn't like it when you don't have it on. It says it's off. Alright, engine parameters monitor. We're looking all in the green. We're looking pretty good. And the amp meter check. We're all good. Alright, before taxiing, we'll check the brakes on the way out. Actually, brakes feel good. Okay. Flaps should be up 0%. They are. And you see we have some snow at the field, which is not surprising, seeing that it's Greenland. Radio and avionics as required. Alright, well, first off, we have to get an ATIS here. So I'm going to go to my tablet. But I'm going to get the VAT Sim Unicom ready to go. Even though I don't have Greenland charts, I still have Flight Plan Go going over here, so that way I can see frequencies. And this is not the right one, so let's change this to BGBW. And it says frequencies CTAF 119.1. Alright. What I would do for weather is I would have studied the METAR before I did anything. So, with that, we'll go to Sky Vector again. Just double check the weather here. Real life. And we'll go with this weather. So, it says, few at 8,500. Yeah, we're going to have to be careful on that one. Variable winds. So, guess what? We're going to head out to the west. And that way we can get some clearance, bust the 180 and get en route. That's what we're going to do. And other than that, it says, oh, flying monkey! Good fixins with the flying monkey. Get you the full screen right there. Oh my lord. Scared me half to death. Nice to see you tonight. Alright, variable at 1 knots. And we should do this flight, I think, in about 2.5 hours. So, my 2-year-old would not fall asleep tonight. So, thanks for the scare. So, I had problems getting to the simulator. I had to push things back like an hour. But alright. We're going to taxi and go to runway 6. We'll do a run-up right before the runway as well. So, to my right, it's clear. And here we go. Parking brake is off. I had to install a different scenery from the freeware scenery because the other one was giving me a double runway. For those of you who saw my last broadcast of these series of flights, that's what happened. So, and with this snow, it's going to be a little more difficult to taxi, I believe. But we'll make it happen. Oh, boy. Alright, let's see what it looks like in real life to get an idea of the taxi layout here. Oh, boy. Come along on this adventure with me as we look at what the airport looks like in real life. That'd be this one. So we just departed from here, right here, and we're just going to go straight out. I guess there's no taxiway, so we're just going to back taxi on runway 24. So that's okay. I'm also going to turn on mode C. I am already connected to VAT Sim, but I have Microsoft Flight Simulator multiplayer on as well. So I guess I just got to come out here, announce that I'm going to back taxi on runway 24, and we should be good. Brakes are good, by the way. Tested those already. Alright. Now, the big question is, how do I pronounce this airport's name? I'm just going to go for it. Narsarsuaq Airport traffic. Cirrus 9 Echo Foxtrot to back taxiing runway 24. Narsarsuaq. I think I got that. Oh, God. You know, and like, I planned everything because I don't stream usually till 9 p.m. on weeknights because I know that I'm probably going to end up having. But today she just took a nap, and that was where the downfall was. She took the nap, and that was it. So, all right, here we go. Back taxiing runway 24 all the way down. But I wanted to get another leg in of this Cirrus to Europe flights. So, directions look good. Altimeter is totally wrong. It says 3043, but again, it says Q1026, so I'd have to... I should have probably changed that in the options, huh? It's okay. Alright, QNH, let's see. QNH. Let's see if that pops up at all. Barometric. Yep, 30.43, so it is correct. According to what they have on SkyVector for the METAR. Alright, we're going to do a quick run-up as we line up here. Lucky for us, no one is here. I didn't think there was going to be anyone here, so that's why. Okay, run up. Just before takeoff on this checklist. Caps handle, verify the pins removed. Can't really do that in here, but we're just going to say whatever. It's also an operative, so there's no parachute on this Cirrus. Seatbelts and shoulder harnesses secured, doors latch, brakes hold. Flight controls free and correct. They are. Trim set for takeoff. We have to check here. Again, in the real world, we check over here, but it seems to be there already anyways. Doesn't move, though, on the model. Autopilot disconnected. Flaps to 50%. We check visually just to make sure they are. Outside air temperature is -1. Looks like we won't have as much icing. Maybe we will. But I'm going to turn on the airframe de-icing right now. Flight and engine instruments are checked. Good. HSI and altimeter check and set. Good. Fuel quantity confirmed. We're full. That's beautiful. Propeller check. We're going to go up to 2,000 and see the manifold pressure go up. Here we go. There we go. See how it kind of stopped there, 2,000? That's what we want. We want to make sure that the propeller is doing its thing there. Alright, alternator check. We're doing good there. Pitot heat is on. Avionics are already on. Nav lights are going on. I'll also turn on my landing light because I like to have extra views in the air. And verify alternate. Yeah, we already did that. That doesn't really do this in this model. Voltage check. We're good. Magnetos. We're going to check left and right, but we're supposed to go down to... oh yeah, 1700. Oh man. Alright, right magneto. Good. Back to both. Left. Yo, Lord Chaos 7. How's it going? Back to both. Power level decreased to 1,000. Transponders already at alt. And nav radios are set for takeoff because we're going over to VATSIM 122.8. So I actually announced my taxiing down the runway in the wrong frequency for VATSIM at least, but we're good. In real life, that would have been fine. All right, normal takeoff, power level full forward engines, yeah, blah 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 blah. I just need my speeds. We're gonna rotate at 70. We're gonna retract the flaps at 80, and we're gonna climb at 101. If there's a problem on the takeoff, emergency mechanical or otherwise, and there's enough available runway ahead of us, we will abort takeoff and land directly ahead on the runway. If we are under, well, let's say 900 feet, and there's a problem, mechanical emergency, actually 800 feet, and there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, we'll land directly, have no more than 30-degree turns. Best glide speed on the Cirrus is 88. If we're above 800 feet and there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, we'll take a turn. Well, let's get my winds here. Wind. Love this about the Cirrus, by the way. Yeah, we'll take a turn to the left, land downward on the taxiway, the grass, the runway, whatever's available to us. Best glide speed, again, is 88. Let's also get this set for, oh, not that. Alright, what am I doing? Nope. Yep, nope. God. What is the answer? CDI. Gotta set this to GPS because we'll use that to put the autopilot on so I can actually talk and focus. Everything else is looking good. Alright, so we should be good to go. We're a little fast on the engine here. Alright, without further ado then, let's get out of here. Full power. Release brakes. Here we go. Rotate at 70. You go. And rotate. Here we go. Could have done that a little cleaner, but that's alright. Flaps. Almost up. And up. There we go. Climbing at 101 as soon as we get there. We'll bust the left out of here and do a 180. Sick function. You watch it from the Oval Office? Seriously? Oh boy. Alright, we're climbing, we're climbing, we're climbing. It probably would have been smart to set the autopilot. I didn't really follow my own suggestion on that. So set it while we're kind of climbing here. 9,500. And we'll have to see about icing and stuff. I already have the anti-icing on. So. Alright, we're looking pretty good. That mountain's looking a little precarious though. So, take a slow left out of here. Keep climbing at 101. I have no... What do you mean by function? Let me know, because now I feel old again. Alright, autopilot. Let's get some vertical speed going up here. Right about where it was. Then, let's keep turning this thing to the left. Just worried about this little mountain here. I'm going to get over that, and that's why we're going up to 9,500. Seriously, let me know what function means. I know what POG means. I got that. In fact, I was posting that video to my Eric Flight streaming YouTube channel. Just got it going. So I have to upload all those Twitch videos that didn't make it to my original YouTube. And we're going to make that the official archive of my Eric Flight streams from now on. Oh, well, yeah. I didn't know you were using it in that way, but yes, I know what a function is then. Thank you for clarifying. Alright, we're going to get over these fjords. Oh, we got a nice ship in the bay there. Alright, let's get some nav going on here. So everything is on autopilot right now. And we left first thing in the morning here, so maybe it won't be dark when I get to Kulusuk. Which I hope that's... It's either Kulusuk. I think it's probably Kulusuk. I just said Kulusuk. That was great. It's alright. We're going to get this flight done. That's what it matters. That autopilot's causing me more trouble again. So, any icing? I don't see any icing. Boy, that is a positive, and at least we'll be able to see it. But there's not much sunlight here in real life. It's about 3 hours, I think they said. So... No icing as of now. I don't like that we're that slow, though, on the climb here. So let me angle this down a little bit. We're also going to bring back the mixture for maximum power. Looking at that power percentage there. As soon as it goes down, I'm going to move up the mixture a little bit right there. So it should be 95%. It's pretty much going to be locked around 2,500 RPMs because that is what the constant prop does, and that's hooked up to the throttle here. So here we go. We're on course, and everyone is saying that we'll be there in about 3 hours, but we're at climb ground speed, so it's going to go faster than that once we get there. And below us is Narsarsuaq. It's very good. That is new scenery that actually works. It doesn't have a double runway. So I'm happy. I'm happy with that. That took me a while. I even contacted the person that created the original scenery and said, hey, you got double runways. What's up with that? But it is what it is. And by the way, let me see what I had going on here. There we go. Got some frequent flyer commands. Some that you don't even have there. So let's just start with this one tonight, shall we?
Roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Flying DeLorean?
We're not a flag DeLorean, though, so. But I hope everyone's doing well. Now that I can focus more on you. See them on autopilot, and we're climbing. Again, we're looking for any icing that might happen, but it looks like we're pretty good. When I was coming in here before, I had to fly at 1,500 due to icing over the Atlantic, and it was terrible. Very terrible. Almost ran out of fuel. Almost didn't make it after flying for like 4 hours or something like that, 4.5 hours. But luckily tonight's flight will not be that long. It'll be about 2.5 hours at most. But look at this beautiful scenery. We get to see some of this too, where I couldn't see that at all when I came in last time because it's pitch black darkness. So, Microsoft Live weather seems to be pretty good and accurate tonight. But I have learned to go with clear skies and then load the weather once you're in the cockpit. So, let's see what else. Oh, hey, a new command that's not on the chat commands yet is that now you can make it snow on the stream as well. I'll show you this one. So if you like to distract me with snow, that is a command, exclamation mark snow. It will cost you 100 points though, so, and you can gain points, by the way. It's not the Twitch points, it's Streamlabs points. You gain them by watching, and you get 10 points for every 5 minutes. If you're active in chat, you get 15 points for every 5 minutes of watching, and then you can activate all those chat commands to your liking. So enjoy. Alright, we can move up a little faster now. And we're on our way to Kulusuk. I'm going to say Kulusuk because suck doesn't sound right. Kulusuk, Greenland. Again, if you weren't here earlier, we could kind of show you where this route is. We started here, and we're just going to the other side. So that way, then I can go to Iceland eventually, and we will eventually make our way to Paris, France, believe it or not, in the Cirrus. And I think the worst leg is over. We already went through that last leg. That was pretty bad, and not realistic flying at all. I would have called that off in real life, but we were already in it, so I went with it. Beautiful sunrise here in Greenland. Again, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to ask in chat. If not, we're just going to continue on our way and see what we can do here. So, alright, at our destination, it's now broken at 19,000 feet. So it should be a relatively clear flight if Microsoft Live weather is going to be accurate tonight. And again, with Microsoft Live weather, one bonus of it is that it already calculates all the snowfall that happened before. So even if it's not snowing, it'll show snow on the ground. Supposedly Rex Weather Force is supposed to do that too. But I am not a big fan, only because when you get to an airport and you're listening to the ATIS, it gives you like, winds are 009 or at 59er. And it's like, no, that's supposed to be like 9 knots at most. So we're not using that for now. If I can get Microsoft Live Weather and I look at it in advance and it looks pretty good, I stick with it now. But I did send Rex a support ticket and explain my problem to them. So it looks like we're going to get to 9,500. I got to be honest with you. So there's no icing on the wing. Let's take a look outside. We're looking really good. Now you can see why we went to 9,500. We're going right over this ice shelf in Greenland. Should be good. We're almost at our altitude here. I'm going to lean the mixture out some more. Yep, right about 80%. Oh, wait, come on. I thought we had 80. I guess maybe 79 will be the most. Leaning it out. Oh, go back to 79. I guess that's what we're doing. You know, for being an ice shelf, it sure is kind of beautiful. So, all right. Then we have that tree mod installed, so you're seeing a lot more dense trees than you would with default, and it turns out to be a great mod to install. So, coming up on our altitude here, we're going to make sure the autopilot sticks to it because sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why, but sometimes it doesn't. Looks like it's going to, though. Okay, we'll get to our cruise altitude. We'll let it speed up, and then we'll also trim out, lean out the mixture. So, I think we're good. So, welcome to Greenland, everybody. You know what? I never put my lights on, so that I actually look better on camera. Let me do that really fast. Oh, my Lord. Again, sorry for this sloppy setup tonight, but it's hard having kids that you have to put to bed and they don't want to go to sleep. So we got one light. We got almost 2 lights here. Come on, stand. Work. Here we go. Alright, looking a little bit better now. Very good. Excuse me. Feels good to fly. I'm going to kick back this power a little bit. We're also going to lean it out from maximum power. Oh. Alright, going to be 76 power, which is fine. I'm going to back it off to about 70 though, because we're getting towards that never exceed speed there. Again, right here it says maneuvering speed's 133. I'll kick it back some more to like 65 now. And we'll see what's going on. The speaks were dangerously close to that never exceed speed. So. Alright, go to 60% power. Typical cruise is between 55 and 85%. So, we'll see. Ground speed 157 knots. Should be there in about 2 hours or so. Very well. Very good, I mean. Very good. I'm a little exhausted. I'm sorry. So, again, everyone's doing well tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate all of the people that could tune into the Eric Flight channel. And tonight we shall... Number 1. Make it so. Make it so. Just like Captain Eric just said right there, I guess. I guess I'd call that Captain Eric. Alright, making pretty good time here already. And even with a headwind of 8 knots. So let's give you a little look at the tablet here on Flight Plan Go. And I'll show you our course on this thing. And you can see that we just departed. We're going straight across. So shouldn't be any problem with that. We'll keep looking at that from time to time, get an idea of where we are. But you can also look at the bar at the top. It's the golden bar, and that will go all the way down as we get closer to our destination. So, and I haven't had a problem with frames since I tweaked the settings on the sim, so we're doing pretty good right now, and I appreciate that because the sim's acting a lot better lately. It's supposed to have an update in about 20 days or so, so we'll see what that includes. But I think the sim is getting better. Call me crazy. I don't think it's perfect yet, but it's getting there. Beautiful scenery. That looks like Greenland. Not that I've ever been there, to me. Let's take a snapshot here. And back to the cockpit. Alright. Well, well, well. Oh, one thing that was interesting is that CDL, with the Cannonball Run there, he has announced that there will be seasonal. So that means 4 long-range events. I don't know if I'm going to do them or not, but let's try to take a look at what he was saying here, because I want to get this into everyone. Where is it? He announced it somewhere, so maybe the general chat. That he did. Alright. So in the Microsoft Flight Simulator forums, which is where he posts all this stuff, He now has the 2021 MSFS Endurance Race Series. And things will be for charity still. He's going to keep the Cannonball Run for next year. So tentatively, it's for December 26th of next year again. And I might enter that again. But he's also got these other events going on. He's got the Indian Pacific Wing Race from Perth to Sydney, Australia. April 3rd through 4th, and that's the problem. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it or not. Excuse me. So we'll have to see, but it's all general aviation, about 15 to 16 hours, and no prize money, no stake except honor. So, but probably be having a charity to go along with that one. In the summer, this one I should be able to do, maybe. It's the Dakar Rally from Paris, France to Dakar, Senegal. And that's 2,277. Hey, Dane Flats, the man, the myth, the legend. Still waiting for you to stream. I don't know if I missed you this week, but it's nice to see you on board. So there's the Dakar Rally, which I might be able to do over the summer. And then the Terry Fox Marathon of Hope. Terry Fox was a Canadian, and he had, I believe, a disability, an artificial leg. There you go. So he actually tried running across Canada. And he didn't make it, but he made it a long way across Canada. He actually had cancer. That's right. He didn't survive to finish the race. But they're going to do like a route based off of that in different stages. So that's supposed to be on September 4th and 11th. I don't know if I'm going to have to do that. I do not have Twitter. Facebook's more about my real world flights. It's youtube.com/EricFlight, one word, lowercase. Could probably just post that. That'd make it easier, huh? But I don't do the Twitter because, honestly, even though I made one, I never really kept up with it enough to use it. Does that make sense? And today, I did post a new real-world flight video to the Eric Flight channel on YouTube. So you can check that out. It's my cross-country from Plymouth, Massachusetts to Danielson, Connecticut and back. It took me forever to edit it. And I tried a new thing of putting the music in between here and there in a stylistic fashion, so that took me a while too to creatively get good with that. But yeah, I was editing that for like 2 months because I had like 3 different camera angles and deciding this and that. Then I got lazy. I won't lie. Got a little lazy with editing stuff. Had to take a break from doing the YouTube videos. But that would be here if you want to check that out eventually. It'll be the top video under the content there, but yeah, a lot of people watched it already. I was proud of it. Again, I'm kind of getting back in the swing of making more videos again. I still have like 4 real-world flights to post on there, so. And if you go to that link, just go to videos, and it says 11 hours ago. It was released 11 hours ago. 21 views. It's not that bad. So. It's a longer video. It's like 40 minutes, so. All right. I'll definitely join that, Dane. And we'll get that. But you have inspired me, sir. If you noticed, I've got this and this. And the idea, I always credit to you, sir, because I saw your stream, and it was epic. And I was like, I got to get something like that on mine. So I went ahead and used my Photoshop skills and however, if you haven't checked out Dane Flats, when he does stream, check out Dane Flats. The man, the myth, the legend. Go ahead and just push that follow button already because you know what? His stream is epic. It's amazing. Good time had by all on that one. And I've only really caught one real stream of yours, believe it or not. I took Sim Caesar at his word, but when I saw it for real, I was like, wow, that is fantastic. Fantastic stream. Well, thank you very much, you know. So, yeah. In fact, Dane, I've got something for you. I've got a Macho Man clip for you right now. Here we go. Oh, it didn't work. I typed it in wrong. Give me a second.
Let me ask, what I like to stab best? Arms, legs? I like a beefy, spicy Slim Jim. Stab into it, yeah!
Amazing. So snap into Dane Flats, except don't kill the guy. But go ahead. Go there on Facebook, Dane Flats. I'll post that for you too, so it's a direct link. And check him out, because he is fantastic when he does stream. Alright. Alright. Let me just follow you now, because that's what's going to happen. Alright. Liking. Here we go. Cool. Alright. Well, I look forward to your next stream, Dane. Again, we are on our way to Kulusuk, Greenland. Overflying the ice shelf here. Here's my little flight plan go, and even though I don't have any sectional maps or anything like that, we really don't need it though, right? Because you're just flying over an ice shelf. We're about that far away from Kulusuk. We still have about another, about 2 hours to go. And not as brutal as the ride over the Atlantic Ocean from Canada to Greenland. Ooh, look at that ice. Am I seeing that right? Let's look outside. It looks like the combination of glossy ice with snow on top of it. So, not bad. At least it's not nighttime again, because that was brutal. You couldn't see anything. And I am shocked that we don't have any icing problems right now. Not at all. Because coming in here over the Atlantic, it was pretty bad. But it is 4 degrees Celsius outside air temperature, so. But yeah, pretty nice weather. I don't know, this is only my second time flying in Greenland ever on the simulator. I have never been there in real life, but from what I hear, it's a pretty nice place. That's not when it's not the ice shelf, I guess, you know, because they don't really live on the ice shelf. If I sound dumb, just tell me to shut up. Oh, cool. That's all good. You can't really embarrass me because I'm a trained musician who's been criticized many times throughout his life, you know? So. Again, the Cirrus, I will fly this one day. It will happen. Next real world flight for me should be Friday or Saturday, but once again, the weather is rearing its ugly head in on Friday at least. So I have to see if I can fly. I had vacation last week and I had 3 flights planned and I didn't get to fly any of them. So I hope to get up there pretty soon and do another cross-country flight, building those cross-country hours again to get my instrument rating. They require you to at least have 50 hours of cross-country, so I'm building it close to 50, and hopefully this summer get my instrument rating. That's the plan. So, but Greenland looks like Greenland. It looks like an ice shelf. There's nothing else you could say about that. So. Again, still in the planning on the Eric Fly Twitch channel. Will be kind of like a viewer request stunt night. Again, if you're still with me, some of you know what I'm talking about when I was doing that flight. Whoo!
Automatic pilot. There it is.
I'll go back to the passengers.
Thanks, Good Fixins, for making sure the autopilot was on. But we'll be doing a stunt night Twitch stream pretty soon, so that you can request me to do stupid, silly things with an aircraft of, I guess, my choice to start with, but in the future, maybe give you a choice of aircraft to fly. Not realistic at all. Just go and do fun things. As long as they're not, as long as they're respectful. Like, nothing like, you know, crashing to a building or anything, you know what I mean? So. But it was fun. I have to admit, on the way back from the Woodstock Festival site where I flew out in the simulator, I was going to do that in real life too, but when people were like, skim the Hudson, and I also went underneath the bridge. That was pretty fun. So, do a barrel roll. I'm not doing a barrel roll tonight, but I'm just saying on that stream, if you show up and you say do a barrel roll, I'll probably do a barrel roll for you. How's that? Tonight I just want to get through Greenland, so that way, you know, we're done with this. But all right. But we will reserve a Twitch stream where you just tell me to do a bunch of silly things, where and when and how. And for the first one, again, I will decide the aircraft just so I get used to the idea. But man, that sun is sunrise over there. Again, how many hours of sunlight do you think they have in Greenland? Let's check that up. Greenland sunlight, and I should probably do that on the web browser view. So let me get there. And of course, what did I do? I resized that the wrong way. It's alright, we'll get there. Here we go. Sunlight. Alright, so for 2 or 3 months in the summer, there is continuous daylight. So-called midnight sun. Alright, so Greenland. See if it'll show it here for 2 or 3 months of summer. Clothing, they're just telling you what to have to go there. But I thought it had a chart. No, that's precipitation. Alright, so let's put sunset Greenland and see if we can find out. Because that will let me know if I have enough time to make it there. Sunset in Greenland is 2:57 p.m. their time. I left at about 8 a.m. their time, so we should have sunlight the whole flight, which is good. But if you think about it, they only have like 6 hours of daylight right now, according to what that said. So look at that beautiful sky and everything. The clouds are nice and low. Again, I think 9,500 was good planning on my part. Again, no real traffic here on VATSIM, but we are on it. And what I'm surprised is I don't see anything from Microsoft Flight Simulator traffic, but I guess Greenland's not a really popular destination here, so. No icing, no nothing. This is beautiful. Beautiful. So did I miss it or something, or did they already like vote Biden in or not? Does anyone know? It was quite a exciting day, I guess, at the Capitol. Can really like the interior of the Cirrus a lot. What does this thing do? No. Doesn't work anyways. But we have about another hour and 47 minutes left, so how are we going to fill that up? We're just going to fly and say whatever comes to our minds. Feel free to add anything in chat. Take another screenshot here. And it is what it is. It's an ice shelf of Greenland. So, one thing I wouldn't like to do right now is crash on the ice shelf, because they'd have to send a helicopter out for you, and hopefully you don't freeze to death before they get there. So, beautiful. You know it. You know it. I mean, I will tell you, it's a little bit boring going over an ice shelf, but it's more about the mission of getting to Europe, you know. So. It is what it is. But we will hit the ocean eventually. And that would be, well, let's see what it is. I don't even know what you call that little, I mean, it's the Atlantic Ocean, but it's probably like a bay or something. So. Let's see. I guess it's just the Atlantic, 'cause it didn't say anything. So we'll hit the Atlantic, but just on the other side of Greenland, on our way to Kulusuk, which is a gravel runway in the middle of nowhere. Shouldn't say middle of nowhere, but here's what it looks like in real life. And again, gravel runway, pretty long. It has night lighting in the sim. I don't know about real life. I guess I could check that up, right? Yeah. So, see if I can get any information on that. It's hard to get information on Greenland airports, but it has this little terminal right there. And then literally, it looks like it only has one hotel in the area. So, you'll be paying some pretty good prices to stay on that little island of Kulusuk, Greenland. $200-something a night. But I guess when you got a monopoly, it's a good business, I guess. Alright, we got some rugged territory up ahead. And as I was saying, elevation at Kulusuk's 117 MSL. The runway doesn't have anything with the runway, but it is a gravel runway. I checked that out. Again, flight plan go. Get the weather and everything here, so it's looking pretty good there. No TAMs, unserviceable locator. I think that must be like the NDB or something like that over there, which we don't really use a lot of in the United States anymore. In fact, that's not even on the private pilot test anymore. And it just has a CTAF, so. But that's where we're heading, because that's the only way we're getting to Europe. So. And we'll see what these mountains are up ahead. You know what? I don't think I have. Oh, I had a really old app that would use the downloadable program Google Earth and show where you are on it. So I'm gonna have to reinstall that sometime, because that would be a little interesting to see too with the satellite imagery. But I think the satellite imagery kind of looks like what we're looking at right now. So, oh, wrong one. Sorry. Right there, just really rocky, icy, and if I look at my map right now on the satellite, we would probably be right about here. So we have a little way to go, and then we're going to go over the ocean a little bit. So actually we're coming more like over here. Then we go up from there to here. So more like over here. Thinking that these little rocky areas are right before we hit the ocean, so. Well, I'm trying. It's you know, I'm digging hard here. When you're over an ice shelf, there's not much to look at other than little rocky mountains. So the sunrise is nice. The sky is beautiful, or as you say, beautiful. But it is what it is. Alright, I'll zoom out in the range here. If my mouse wheel could actually just stay in one place, that'd be amazing. Thank you. There we go. Now we see kind of a graded relief here. You can see that we've made it over the hilly part, and then we'll hit to the low part right here. I don't think this panning the map thing works. It used to work. So either that or I'm just zoomed out too much, or something like that. But, you know, Microsoft Live Weather, it's hit or miss, I think. And Rex Weather Force, if they just fixed that whole thing with the ATIS there, or doesn't say winds are at 59 knots, then we'd be good. The only thing about Microsoft Live Weather I've really seen is that it has errors loading sometimes, and it's also old data sometimes. So, but this looks pretty authentic again to what we're seeing on SkyVector for METARs here. But in the future of my Twitch streams, I hope to do some hopefully a giveaway. We're gonna see how that goes. I'm still reading up on that, like how to really put one in there. SimCaesar is really good for that, but do some different types of giveaway. At least one. We'll start there. I'll promise one in the future, because people have been very good to me on this Twitch channel so far, and I like to give back. So as soon as I learn all that stuff, we'll get things going. And I have some plans for that to make it different, but I'm not going to release anything until I know it can work and then we're good. So I was also thinking, CDL kind of made those events seasonal. I thought about making my own event, probably during the summer sometime, and could have people kind of fly it with me, maybe compete for a little prize or something. We'll have to see. The Cannonball Run was pretty brutal, but it was during my vacation, so I was able to recover. But having kids, it was pretty brutal because they were trying to see me all day, and I felt real guilty. But there's not much I can do, and I told my wife, "Hey, I'm going to do this," and it happened. So sometimes I think you just kind of have to do things. And, you know, they were allowed in the room and everything. I let them know that, but my 2-year-old was like, "Are you coming downstairs?" like every half hour. So maybe she'll outgrow it. She's turning 3 in 10 days. So I almost forgot what day it was. Not her birthday, today's day. Let's see what this looks like over these little rocky parts of Greenland over here. 3 Nature, which is a little bit better than the troublesome 2s. Yeah. But I think the biggest thing was that we're all kind of quarantined here, and so she doesn't get to socialize with as many people as she was doing before. So it's kind of some issues with that. So, all right. 1031. Excuse me. Ugh. To pressure. Just want to get this ready for where we're going here. Millibars 1031 is about 3044. I got to see 3057. Okay, something's happening. I'm looking at my pressure settings because I'm getting used to European, where they do millibars, and we do pressure and mercury here in the United States and Canada. So 1031. Let's see. 3045. So that is not what I'm going to need for when I get to Kulusuk, which I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So, but we're about an hour and a half out. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty good time. A little after midnight here on the East Coast, but get it done. I do have to work tomorrow, but again, I was going to sacrifice to get this flight done because I just wanted to get these done so I can get to Europe sometime this century and prove it can be done in the Cirrus. 172, probably not going to make that happen. I wanted to originally plan it out like that. I had smaller legs planned out, and the icing's just going to be too much. At least with the Cirrus, it's not perfect, but it has some airframe de-icing. But from what I read in the POH again, it's only good for like an hour, and it usually only affects the ailerons, the rudder, and movable parts. So I don't think the simulator really depicts that good, but I'm leaving it on either way. So can't beat the ground speed in the Cirrus either. So in my newest real world flight video, though, there was a rogue cloud. It was pretty clear until I was over Taunton, and then there was this one little cloud that just went right past my left wing. So I thought that was kind of weird. And then as we got over Providence, Rhode Island, I had to descend a little early to get into the clouds. But other than that, excuse me, it was a beautiful flight. So, and it was cool. There's a little bonus in the middle of the video. So when you can, check that out on the Eric Flight YouTube channel. But here we go. We're heading towards the water now, as you can see. And the synthetic vision is showing us everything without snow. The three major words. Here we go. Getting over some, at least a little bit more scenic here. It's amazing to see all these little hills here. Or, I'm just going to call them hills. I don't know if you can really say that. Mountains. Roughage, if you will. Oh, really? Mine's just a clinger, dude. She wants attention all the time. But it could be, again, quarantine. That could be the issue. So. Oh. I teach kids for a living, so. But I haven't taught kindergarten since, oh, God, 2006, I think? 2007. June of 2007. So it's been a long time. But now I mainly do middle school and high school. And I do elementary from 4th grade through 6th grade for band. So, still get a wide range, but. So, you don't know this, but I have my cell phone in front of me because I'm kind of streaming the whole coverage of the Capitol there. And I guess they're voting on the objection right now. That's where they are, so. Again, I'm not going to inject any political stuff in here other than, oh, they're voting on it, so. Oh, yeah. Kindergarten's tough, man. And I'm not saying the kids are, like, blatantly tough. It's just the amount of attention, and you're not allowed to stop for anything. If you stop for something, a kid's pissing in the front row, and then you got to deal with that because their attention's all over the place. So, yeah, it's. I remember coming home just crashing and having to take a nap because it was just a constant show. You put on a show like the whole day when you deal with little kids. So, but yeah, it was quite an adventure. And then the middle school kids, like today, I'm teaching remotely from home, and they're supposed to check in with me, the remote only kids, because we have a hybrid model going on, but I'm teaching remotely. But hey, maybe I'm not getting political. I'm not getting political. So, definitely had some excitement today of what was going on. So, everyone is entitled to an opinion, but we will not be expressing, at least my opinion, on this channel. So. Pretty nice clouds. Pretty realistic. They're okay. I'm not going to answer any questions like that again. Remaining impartial to the political talk. That's what I'm going to do. That's all I'm going to say to that. So, my brother called this afternoon when they were doing that thing at the Capitol, and he is a political science major and a lawyer, so he was like, "Can you believe this?" And I was like, well, it doesn't surprise me in a way, you know. So, here we go, some nice, I guess, mountains or hills. Oh boy. And this might be another screenshot moment here. Here we go. Try posting some of these to the Virtue USA Flying Club pictures for maybe winning Picture of the Month again. I won it like really early when I first joined, but ever since then the competition's really picked up because we have over 400 something members. So haven't won since, and I've also been doing mostly the video thing and not the picture taking thing. So it is what it is. But we are definitely so according to this, we're supposed to be going down in overall elevation. I don't know with these hills, you know. But if anyone knows how to switch this pressure reading to millibars instead of mercury, let me know. And I mean like a button on the Cirrus. I'm not going to go to the menu and do that because I think there's a setting there. But there should be a setting that toggles that whole thing. So toggle map pointer. I don't really see. What's this say? Push FMS com nav course 1 2. I mean, you'd think it would be pretty easy, right? Sync center, nothing there. I don't know. I think it would. I mean, it has a G1000. I don't know. We have time. Change millibars. All right. So. Here's how it actually is done in the G1000. Let's explore this together, because I just found this. Selecting the altimeter barometric pressure setting. Alright, this is the actual manual from Garmin. Press the PFD soft key to display the second level soft keys. Okay. Press the standard baro soft key or push the baro knob. I don't see any baro here. DME, that's not going to be it. Bearing 1, bearing 2. So I guess they just didn't put it in the simulator like that. Oh, wait, actually, you know what? That might have been just a select standard. Okay. That's if you're over 18,000 feet. I don't even know what the ceiling is of the Cirrus. Alright, change altimeter barometric setting pressure, setting units. PFD soft key, the alt unit soft key. Do you see an alt? No. That's the reference sheet, nearest alerts. So I'm going to say that it is not available. I don't know. Well, they didn't put it in the simulator, let's put it that way. But there would be an... The FMS knob would do that. So I don't know. Interesting. Well, I'm turning things and it's not working. So obviously they have not done that in the simulator. You can't do it from the cockpit at least. I think you can go into the menu settings and change it. So yep. So they are more realistic than what they used to be, but still there's some things to be desired. You think they would just model the G1000 and have it so that you just put it in whatever aircraft, which I think is what they do. But I have a mod for the 530 for the 172, which makes it more functional. So I don't know if they have a mod for the G1000 though. But check into that later. Let's look at the nice scenery of Greenland. So go by. I don't know if this would be a fjord or not, but it is beautiful. Gets a little boring and bland with just snow, but I give it more than that actually. It's not bad at all. So, I was also reading about landing on gravel with the Cirrus, and obviously in the simulator it's not going to be as sketchy as it would be in real life because you could slip on the gravel a little bit and stuff, so we're just going to land like normal, but you also have to watch out that you don't kick up anything in the prop blade or anything like that in real life, so high angle of attack would help you there a little bit. Again, we should be there in an hour and 24 minutes. So this is a definitely a shorter flight than going over the Atlantic from Canada and almost worrying about fuel and dying. So that headwind with the jet stream, it kicks you around, and we had a headwind of I swear it was like 35 knots, I think. It was pretty bad, so. And the winds have been pretty good to us here. Now we have a tailwind of 4 knots. We had a slight headwind before, but the outside air temperature has gone down. -5 Celsius. And not a lot of traffic. Again, it's about the mission here. Let's get to Paris, France eventually. But we're starting to see the ocean out there, too. The Atlantic Ocean on the other side of Greenland. It's amazing when you think about how far we've come with airplanes in like a century, almost a century. Would it be a century? I guess it would be. Just with like being able to cross like Greenland in like one flight. And pretty fast at that too. So. But in observance for going over these little hills of Greenland and going over the Arctic shelf, let's send out the Eric Flight Squadron, shall we? We salute you! And one last thing that we will do is that we will salute Greenland with the playing of the national anthem one more time. So here we go. Enjoy. Definitely. Ah, you don't like the squad? It might be. I don't know. I can't really tell you that. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem for Greenland, which is called "You Are Our Ancient Land." And just for the record, before you go and say there's only 12 people, the population of Greenland is a robust 56,025, at least from 2018. So, take it as you will. They have a robust population for most of their country being under an ice shelf. You know what I mean? So don't rag on them too much about that. They have a population, and you know, part of those people that want to live in a place like this, because I don't think I could do something like this. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I don't mind cold or frozen place, but imagine living in a place that only gets 3 hours of sunlight sometimes, then eternal sunlight some other times in summer, and then you're only allowed to live like on the coast in between this big giant ice shelf. You got to give them a little credit. Broccoli the Great, how's it going?
I want to do barrel roll.
And we have Broccoli the Great following me on Twitch. Thank you very much for the follow.
Kind of flying here.
So,
Dangerous and irresponsible.
no, I don't think I want to live on a glacier either.
Well, who does?
Heck flat. I mean, I would visit someday, but I don't think I'd want to live on a glacier. My wife wants to move to a tropical island. When this whole COVID thing went down, we're both teachers, so she's like, you know, if we're both remote, we can go work at the, like, what was it? It was someplace. I want to say the Bahamas. They were offering people like passports to basically live there if you're working remotely, so that you could work remotely from there. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't want to live on an island. You know, I'll go visit Hawaii, I might even visit Aruba someday, as long as the costs are in check. But I will not go live on an island. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't like the whole idea of living on an island. Even if it was Hawaii, which is, from what I understand, a pretty nice place, but expensive. So, Atlantic Ocean coming out over there. And the sun rising from the east. Yeah, it is the east. I had to think about that for a second. So, oh, that's cool. I mean, I will say teaching remotely kind of stinks in some ways, but it's good in others. So it's pros and cons for everybody. And as soon as I get vaccinated, then I will be going back and teaching in person. That is the plan. So. Pretty nice sky. It's been pretty nice weather. Again, haven't iced up at all, which is amazing. It was such a problem getting over the Atlantic with this. Well, I think they just ratified the Electoral College for Biden, so. Well, thank you. Yeah, well, thank you very much. I tried hard. It was a little confusing because I couldn't get the live weather to work, but now I got a strategy. You basically start the flight on clear skies, and then you switch to weather once you're already loaded in the sim, and it seems to work out. So I feel bad, and I contacted CDL as soon as that was happening because I didn't have much of a headwind, and that's why I was third place for a while. But then, right before the Rockies again, I had a slowdown. My simulator locked to 9 frames per second, and it was slowing down the rear wheel time as well. So then I finished tied for 8th. But it was a fun event either way. So, and inspiring at the same time. We're going to kick down the power a little bit here. So we get knocked around in some winds. So let's go to like 58%, just to keep that airspeed below the never exceed. That could be the wind coming off these hills. That's what I'm thinking. So. But, yeah. So, I kind of was third for most of it because of that. And then to get kicked down to 8th, I just kind of took it like, well, that's because, I didn't have the live weather working until after I had to restart right before the Rockies. Then I started getting the live weather, so. And, we were watching other streamers at the same time because how do you fill up 20 hours? That's a lot of flying. And I finished, I think, in 19 hours and 58 minutes officially. So, but CDL had a New Year's Eve broadcast where they announced the winners of the Thrustmaster TPR pedals. I did not win them. Would have liked to, but that's okay. The event itself was a pretty good thing, and as I said earlier in this stream, CDL has now planned out a seasonal event, long-range event for every season. So, and I won't go over them again because some people were here when I announced it. But the Cannonball Run is on for next December again. December 26th of 2021. So we'll see how that goes and go from there. And tonight, I gotta say one thing I took away from the Cannonball Run was the usage of SimAir, the SimAir client, to log. It's kind of like what I have in real life with my Garmin Pilot D2 Pilot Watch here. Kind of tracks you on what you're doing here. I'll show you what I mean in a second. It's like, for example, our flight tonight's from BGBW, and it kind of shows you where you are. So actually, I don't need that program I was talking about earlier. We just got over the main ice shelf, and we're on our way to Kulusuk, so we'll be going over the Atlantic Ocean a little bit to Kulusuk right there in a gravel runway. So, but it's cool because it logs everything. It logged the whole event here. The trophy, it was a little bit of a conspiratory thing here. I wonder if I can get those things. Let me see if I can get that in here. Give me a second. Cannonball Run. They had a whole leaderboard. Oh, results. There we go. Yep. Alright, so good. We can watch it. Let me make sure I'm on the right thing here. Alright. Nope. Actually, that was to turn in your results. 222. He had it somewhere. I'll try to find it. It'll give me a little time to do something too. So give me a second. I'm gonna see if I can find it. And I thought I saved it somewhere too. Probably be in the discussion for the Cannonball Run, right? Yeah. Alright. Wait. The final leaderboard. Here we go. So this is the final leaderboard here. And here we go. So, I want you to look at this because what was the third place flyer came in first officially after they reviewed the Sim-Air logbooks. And Dr. Notham. These were both Pitts aircraft. So that was the one to take. If you're going to do this event, I guess take the Pitts. Because the problem is it has no autopilot though. So there's no way in heck I'm going to fly it. Or maybe I will. I don't know if I'm going to win this thing. But the first 172 that made it was in the Blue Yonder. And I was in front of both of these guys again, only because of that weather thing. But I did finish tied for 8th, right there. Tied for 8th with CD Just 9200, so that was pretty cool. The winner, and I say that with some rabbit ears there with my fingers, was Jeff Cat NL. He actually finished first. The problem is there was a little conspiracy because he crashed at one of the airports. And by the rules, he was supposed to go to the last airport where he did a touch and go or a full landing and waited the 10 minutes. So I guess he didn't really wait the 10 minutes, nor did he start at the right airport. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, he didn't do it right, he cheated. So he just got a rating of finished. And what they do is they raffled off the TPRs. And whatever place you finish, that's how many entries you got in the raffle. In fact, Captain Grogbear is the one that won it. So he is right before me. And but I finished in 19 hours, 58 minutes. And it was pretty good. So he didn't. He bumped down from first place all the way to just finished because he said that it wasn't right. So I didn't get points removed. I just didn't get as many ticket entries into the raffle by finishing 8th and not 3rd. So I can't remember how many tickets they gave. They gave me like saying 38 tickets, I think, towards the raffle. And the lower you place, like he got 1 ticket down here. So he could have gotten like 40 something, but he got 1 because of that decision. So they raffled off the Thrustmaster TPR rudder pedals that Microsoft was offering. As far as a trophy, there wasn't like an official trophy. Maybe there should be, but Shaq371 would have won the trophy officially. And there was another flyer in front of him for most of the race, but he crashed in Colorado and he decided not to finish it. So therefore, Shaq371 got first place, and that's what happened there. But for a first time running of the event, it was done pretty fair. Again, I wish my live weather worked from the beginning, but I think I would have finished somewhere around 8th if you ask me. I'm guessing, of course, but probably would have finished somewhere around 8th if that was the case. All right, do I look like a white ghost to you? I think I do. Let me turn on some LED lights that might help me out here. Alexa, turn on office LED lights. I have some LED lights underneath the, above the monitors here. And they block a little, see that? They block the blue light of the monitors out. So now I look a lot better. I should have done that all along. We are on our way to Kulusuk, Greenland, right across the Atlantic Ocean. And that should be after we get through this hilly part of Greenland on the ice shelf. But Sim-Air is pretty good. It logged everything, and that's what verified that you didn't cheat and made sure that you stayed 10 minutes at an airport you landed at, because that was the rule. If you had to refuel at an airport, you had to wait 10 minutes on the ground before you could take off again. And we're actually starting to see some Microsoft Flight Simulator multiplayer traffic. Nothing for VAT Sim, so. But, oh, awesome. What's the old saying? For us old people, did you get your driver's license at Cirrus and Roebuck? Because you can buy anything from Cirrus back in the day. So, that's awesome. So you were the lucky one, huh? What do we got out here? I think it's just clouds. I don't think it's anything out there. I think it's just ocean. Take a look outside again here. Yep, just low-lying clouds. And looks like the wind's deflecting off those winds pretty well, so that's why we're bobbing up and down. Didn't really see that as accentuated in the cockpit, if you ask me, but probably should have some heat too, right? Probably like popsicles by now. Let me turn this heat up. Nice and toasty. In real life, we probably would have felt that and turned the heat on earlier, but it's okay. Again, I am shocked I have no icing at all. Not one little bit. So, wish the visors came down, but maybe Microsoft will actually work on that eventually. So I don't think it's high up on the plan list. But again, thank you for staying with me on this stream. I know it's not been the most exciting scenery. These hills aren't that bad, but seeing an ice shelf for about a good hour and a half, it's not the most exciting thing. We're about an hour and 6 minutes out right now. And traveling at 166 knot ground speed, not too shabby. Our tailwind is picked up, 60 knot tailwind. That's probably why we're being pushed at 166 knots, so I'll take it. And yeah, get more exciting as we get to closer to Europe, I think. I'm going to have to get some freeware scenery, whatever I can get for Europe on places that will overfly. Nice little valleys here. Tell you one thing, if you have engine trouble, you're going to have trouble finding a place unless you go to here in between the valley. But not to the left. Go to the right. That's what I would say. You have some low-lying land there if you can make it. But, yeah, it's been a pretty uneventful flight right now. 180 nautical miles out, as you can see. But thank you, Broccoli the Great, for saying that. Shack Attack is the name of what? I'm sorry. Shack Attack was, oh, Shack 371. I got you now. Yeah. But there was a lot of drama on a couple of things here, so... And Sim Air wasn't working for everybody. It worked for me, but you kind of needed that to log everything. So he did the best he could with Sim Air. And I still use it to this day. Again, that's one thing I took away from the Cannonball Run is I like it logging all my stuff there. So, get a little bit more clouds as we get closer to Kulusuk. So we'll keep an eye on that. But I think we're going to be fine. The clouds are supposed to be up at 19,000 last time I checked. And a few at 12,000 right now, so we still should be pretty good. That's over Kulusuk's weather. Look at the blue in that sky, huh? Thank you. That is correct. I needed something. Because if you're going to fly for 20 hours and you have to take breaks. So what I did was I just had this auto overlay. Whenever I had to take a break, if I had to go to the restroom, get a little snack or something. So, you know, we did what we could. I thought it was better than just saying, I'll be right back, and then you saw an empty cockpit here, you know. Who's flying the plane? Auto is. And then I was so inspired that, again, good fixes did this early, but we have to do it again just to check that the autopilot's on.
Automatic pilot.
Automatic pilot. There it is.
I'll go back to the passengers.
We now have auto at your command inflate on screen, so. Again, chat commands are below. I think I have that one there. That's exclamation mark autopilot. And feel free to do any of those if you feel a little bored. They are there for your entertainment. So, and I'm building more as we go along here. So, probably gonna have a lot by the end of it all. If you want to check how many points you have to do those commands, just type !points, and it's all through Streamlabs. It'll tell you how many points you have. So, for example, I just did it on the chat. And some commands are 100, others are 50, others are 75. I haven't really organized that yet, but typically the longer ones with a lot more work put into them are 100 points. If you are a subscriber, that gets cut in half, though. So, and only subscribe if you really like to subscribe. There's no pressure here. However, I have this important ad for you, just to make this a little worthwhile as we fly through Greenland. Are you enjoying watching the Eric Flight Twitch channel? Want to help Eric Flight design bigger and better content? Well then, become a subscriber today. That's right, for the price of a fancy cafe, mocha, affogato, americano, you can subscribe to the Eric Flight Twitch channel and help provide for bigger and better things for the channel. For the low price of a subscription, you can rest assured knowing that you will be supporting a worthy cause towards your entertainment. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe today. So again, not required, but I tried to make it a little stylish. Have a little something interesting to watch, but if you subscribe, I know it's because you really like it. So feel free to, not required at all, but definitely will help towards greater content. In fact, those giveaways that I've been talking about that I'm trying to plan out, I like to return some of that back through the channel and stuff. So we're still exploring that option, but I'm gonna try to make it happen. And with my recent subscribers, that can definitely happen. So, all right, I gotta kick back the power a little bit here, only because we're getting towards that never exceed speed a little bit more. Yeah, come on now. Might have to go down to 50% power here, and that's because our tailwind just got 28 knots. So that's why I kicked up on speed. 21. Sorry. I read that wrong for a second. Let's kick it up to 23, 21. It's getting a little turbulent. Let's put it that way. And never really did look at the SIGMETs or AirMETs here, so let's take a look at that together, shall we? Icing AirMET, there is none. Turbulence, there is none. Of course, I don't know if that just does it in Canada and the United States, but I thought it did it worldwide. Yeah, it does. So we're pretty good. It's just natural turbulence from that tailwind there. So we'll go with it. But maneuvering speed's 133 knots. We're about there. So we're doing fine. Ground speed's still 166 knots. That is right behind us on the wind there. So we'll just add to our speed there. Less than an hour to go. And we'll get a nice view over the Atlantic Ocean up ahead. That's what we're going to do. So we're about to leave the main glacier of Iceland and just fly right over the Atlantic Ocean. Nice moon in the back there. And it's time for another screenshot. But we are making our way there, so one step closer to Europe. How are we doing on fuel? Well, you know what? I forgot to switch the tank, so that might help. That was pretty bad to forget that. I usually fly at 172 in the railroad, so we usually have to switch tanks. We'll just switch it on right now and just drive that thing down. Probably be a little unbalanced right now, but it's cool. I only burned through 42% for the left tank. Probably would not take a full tank to get here. And we're getting towards the Atlantic Ocean again, the other side of Greenland. So. Definitely getting lower on the terrain here. I mean, it's getting lower. And this looks like it might be even an ice shelf coming out of Greenland, so we'll have to check that out as well. Don't know if we can see that from here. Oh no, it's just the snow. Alright. So here's my question to people that are watching me still out there. If you were to do an event, like an event like the Cannonball Run, what are some possible ideas that you might throw out for like an event like that? I haven't really thought about that, but I would like to maybe sponsor an event for the Eric Flight channel that would be kind of a contest or something on the simulator. So I gotta brainstorm something. So I don't know if you have any good ideas about that. What I'm thinking is maybe like a West Coast Express, East Coast Express, the United States, maybe from Canada all the way down. Yeah, and we'll do checkpoints. I'll probably use Sim Air if it's working okay. So I think the checkpoints would be good. So that way everyone has to kind of stop there, do the 10 minutes, and you can refuel there. So it kind of plan them with like fueling involved, you know? And I'd like to give you the choice of aircraft, but the whole thing is like, if you do that, I think you gotta limit the pits out of it. Because the pits, if someone flies that manually, it just, I don't even know how they did it, honestly. When I talked to Jeff Cat NL there, the one that was in first, that crashed, he was using an Xbox controller, and he turned the sensitivity way down, so it's easier to kind of like lock it in place, I guess. Which wasn't against the rules, it was actually a smart thing. But, I don't know. We'd have to figure things out. I'd also have a constant on the live weather. Whether it's live weather or we just set it for clear skies and go for it, you know? So I might do clear skies, and that way it's all easy for everybody. I gotta think of something. Like down the East Coast, start in like the northern part of Canada somewhere and go all the way down the East Coast down to Florida or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. That way you have a little bit of like the Arctic region, and then you go all the way down to like, you know, Florida. We could have like an island hopping adventure, something like that, maybe in the Caribbean. Who knows? That wouldn't be as long though. That's the whole thing. But it'd be nice to sponsor something like that. Smokey and the Bandit Run. Yeah, I mean, I don't wanna seem like I'm coming off as like a CDL copycat either. So, because Cannonball Run is definitely his baby, so. But maybe like an around the world in different legs. You know what I mean? Maybe something like that would be cool. Because honestly, this is the first time I really pushed myself on the simulator to really go to other countries. I mean, back in the day when I did virtual airlines, I flew out of like a Paris, France hub. But that was about it. And then, other than that, I always flew in like the United States and Canada. So, never really got to Greenland till now. So, but it'd be kind of cool to plan something. Atlantic Ocean coming up. And we are only 54 minutes out from Kulusuk. So, give you an update on how we look on the moving map here. We're about halfway through our flight or so. So, it's looking good. Yeah, I think that might be something I do, you know, and maybe like a significant media event, like Indiana Jones in India or something like that, and make it like a, I don't know, 10 hours total flight time or something, so that way you can have a little break in between. But I don't know, we'll have to devise something, because it'd be kind of cool putting something like that on in the summer. So. I'm gonna write that down before I forget. Good fixes, you're getting credit on this one. Alright, got my notepad file. Race around the world, different countries and sites. Alright, I mean, I'll say that as a flight idea. Because, I mean, CDL kind of did that, but he did it like in one specific place, where if we just jump around the globe here and there, like race across the Greenland ice shelf, for example, that'd be maybe a leg, you know? And then maybe like the rainforest in Brazil or something, that'd be kind of cool too, so. But I don't know, I haven't really flown in South America much in the sim at all. I don't think at all, honestly. I think I might have done when I was installing scenery, but that was about it, and that's years ago. So, ideas for flight race contest. That's what I'll put this under. But we'll see. It'll definitely be in the summer, seeing that I'm a teacher. That will lend itself to more time for me, you know? And the CDL ones, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all of them. But I guess he's going to have, or he's thinking of having, a prize for someone that does all 4. So. But who knows? We're going to have to do some flights like that on the Eric Flight Twitch channel in the future. We're going to have to see if we can go visit, like, what's that airport there in the Himalayas there? God, I can't remember what it is. Where it has the runway that slopes and you have to stop in enough time. Do something like that. Is it Luluk or something like that? Something like that. I know a viewer asked me to do that a long time ago, and I was doing the around the USA flights. So, Lukla, yeah, that's it. Or is it Lukla? Lukla or Lukla? But it'd be kind of cool to do that. But here we go. We're about to hit the Atlantic Ocean on the other side of Greenland. And again, sorry about the variety of scenery, but it has been kind of cool to fly over Greenland. Now I can say I've actually done it, in the sim at least. And it's probably, are there polar bears in Iceland? What are those things? Is that trees? Because it'd be pretty cool to see some like polar bears moving around down there. Let's see if there are polar bears in Greenland. I would think there would be, right? Polar bear, Greenland. I'm going to see if they do have polar bears in Greenland. But 3 populations in West Greenland are estimated 2,500 bears. So, it'd be kind of cool to see some polar bears down there. But we are at 9,500 feet, so I doubt we'd see them anyways in real life. And looks like we're crabbed a little bit to our left here because of the winds. Yeah, that makes sense because it's pushing us more that way, so we're going a little bit to the left to keep it straight. 22 knot, 23 knot tailwind. Not too shabby. 159 knot ground speed. And there are a lot of tricky places to land. Yeah. So we'll have to see. I'll have to plan something out. I know back in the day, like way back in like late 90s, early 2000s, and virtual airlines, they used to have a battle of the airlines, and you'd have to like go to different places in the world. And it was done in many different legs over like 3 days or something like that, or maybe even 5 days. That used to be a big, huge event, and alright, I think we can pick up the speed just a little bit. Got a 55% here. Okay, well, you know, make sure I'm there. Yep, there we go. So it looks like 57% it's going to be, and then I'll kick it back a little bit if I have to. But it's a pretty nice reflection on the snow over here. Global warming doesn't look real from here. Pretty nice graphics, though. Nice sun. So yeah, it looks pretty nice. Could do like movie-inspired places. Like I was saying, like Indiana Jones in India, Pakistan. I don't know if he went to Pakistan, but it definitely was in India, right? One of them. Do like an Indiana Jones-inspired event with the Last Crusade and stuff like that. I don't know. We'll see. But again, I do appreciate everyone staying on the stream tonight. I know it's not, again, the most exciting traveling over a big hunk of ice, but again, just for the adventure of getting to Europe from my hometown airport in the United States, Plymouth, Massachusetts. And if anything, we're kind of doing what the Pilgrims did, just in reverse in a big aircraft that goes way faster. Because we will be flying over England, so 169 knot ground speed, not too shabby. Should be there about 45 minutes. And the runway, no airport diagram available. That's wonderful. But should be a gravel strip. It'll probably show up here if I zoom in the range, and we'll use our GPS to help us and everything here. Again, I have no clue how to get some sectional charts for Europe. If they obviously have to exist, but no clue about that. Flight Plan Go handled Canada. They have Canadian and United States maps, but my tablet doesn't hold enough memory to have both EFBs. And seeing that I like Averis, my EFB in real life, I have to. I'm gonna try getting a new tablet. Let's put it that way, so I can have a lot more memory in it. This is I bought this used on eBay, the Samsung Tab S3, and it only has 32 gigabytes of memory in it. And while I have an SD card in it to store stuff, you can't really run the EFB apps off the SD card the whole way. So definitely getting off this ice shelf here. And now we can say we've done that. And we're going to land in Kulusuk, and then it's going to be off to Iceland after that, but it won't be tonight. That'll be our next leg. Flown pretty soon. So just about to go over the Atlantic. Look at that reflection and everything, though. Pretty good. Get one more picture here. This looks pretty nice. Kulusuk, if I'm pronouncing that right, is an island in southeastern Greenland. It actually looks like this. Let's give you a little taste of what it looks like here. This is what it has on Wikipedia, at least. It's just a really small village of an island. And then the airport is actually to the right of this, which they don't have a picture of it, but kind of looks what you would think it would. Kind of reminds me of Nova Scotia or something, you know? Pretty colorful houses, though, and everything. So, that's off Wikipedia. Oh. Just this little island off of Greenland, and again, it makes it easier for me to get to Iceland. So, all right, man. Well, thank you for showing up, Good Fixins. Always a pleasure. Thanks for scaring me half to death with the flying monkey. Yep, there we go. Excuse me. But thank you for coming out. Thank you for letting the monkey fly out of this again. And have a great night. Hope to see you soon. The monkey is forever yours, my friend. All right, we are approximately 40 or so minutes out from Kulusuk. We're gonna go right over the ocean here at 9,500 feet and land on a gravel runway. But they have a kayak atop a dog sled here, and it was the Sakak people. I guess I'm pronouncing that right. First to reach eastern Greenland, arriving from the north. Alright, cool. Region was not settled to the late 1700s. Okay. Actually, the island was not permanently settled to the early 1900s, with the village founded in 1909. Wow. Here's the village in August of 2018. It's a pretty cool thing. We'll see. We'll compare it when we get to the island on what it looks like. So they're probably going to use generic buildings and not colorful ones like this. But that's pretty impressive. And Arctic foxes, permanent inhabitant of the island. That's pretty cool. Look at that church right there. That's pretty colorful. Everything's colorful in this village. And then, I guess, oh, it's going way down in population. 286 people live there. Whereas in 1998, there were 348 people living there. So I don't know about that. And Kulusuk Airport is an international airport, but again, it's a gravel runway. It's very rustic, and I think I showed a picture of it before. I don't know if I have it up here now. Oh, wait, I do. Kulusuk's right here. So here's the island. The airport would be right there, excuse me. Right here. And the village would be over here. So, good. Very remote, but good stopover before we go to Iceland. And that gravel runway is making me not nervous, but it's gonna be interesting. No numbers or anything, and that's probably why Flight Plan Go doesn't have anything in there for this runway. But that's where we're going. Kulusuk Airport, International Airport. Kind of weird when we think about it. For us Americans who are used to having a big paved runway and lots of aircraft. 38 minutes out, flight over the Atlantic to Kulusuk Island. It's been a pretty calm, nice flight though. Don't want to have an emergency landing here. Put it that way. You got the ice shelf here, but even then, you got to get more inland to support the weight of the plane. And definitely got to make it, which is nice. But once we're over the Atlantic Ocean out here, forget it. That's why you have the life raft and everything in the back, right? What's up, George? How's it going? Sorry, I just saw your chat right now. We're on our way to Kulusuk, if I'm pronouncing that right. Little island on Greenland, and that will be the last stop in Greenland before we go to Iceland on our next leg. So, and as we go over the Atlantic, we will just say this important message, which is how we're going to get over the Atlantic.
We got a secret weapon. God is our co-pilot.
You'll need him.
God is our co-pilot? Hmm? Remember our car? Yeah? 2 seats? 2 seats. Where's he gonna sit? Where?
That was a holdover from the Cannonball Run event that I did over vacation about what? Oh, 26th of December. So it's been a couple weeks. But that was from the Cannonball Run movie, and I just didn't have the heart to get rid of it. I did retire one of them, which was the Cannonball car, because it just made no sense at all. But we also have Captain Chaos available still. I left that one.
I am Captain Chaos.
So certain ones will keep, certain ones will just keep deactivated. But, excuse me, the Cannonball Run event will be happening again next December of 2021, so I will probably try to enter it. We'll see what happens there. 168 knot ground speed. Just about a little, like right now, about 2 hours, something like that. It's going to be about a 2.5 hour flight. So you have about 36 minutes left. But the tailwind's been favoring us too. We got 22 knot tailwind, so it's been pushing us a little faster. So. Okay, sorry, it's getting late here on the East Coast. It's 11:40 at night, and my 2-year-old wouldn't go to sleep, so we had to push this flight a little later than what I wanted. Oops, is that some ice on the wing? No, not really. Alright, we're good. Thought we had some icing there. But, yeah, we're getting there, so. And I guess I was wrong about Congress. They did not ratify the president yet, so. They're still rejecting objections, and I'm seeing that on my cell phone, and I'm having the audio pumped through my headset, so. I thought they would just finish it after what happened today, but that's just me, so. Oh, cool, how did it go? What area did you do air traffic control in? Goodbye, main island of Greenland. Hello, Kulusuk, somewhere out there in the distance. But we will have to start descent soon. See if I get an idea. Yeah, elevation at Kulusuk is 117. So pattern altitude will be about 1,100-ish. And we will start our descent about 20 minutes out, so. Oh, cool. I actually used to fly out of the Washington, D.C. area with my virtual airline back in the day. I'm talking like early 2000s. So it's a pretty nice area. Probably won't do that with general aviation because there's a special, as you probably know already, special flight rules area. And I'll probably take that course sometime just to say I've done it as a private pilot in the real world. But there's a bunch of rules that you have to follow for general aviation. I don't know if VATSIM actually does all that. I would think they would. So, I don't know. Maybe you could see if they actually make you learn the special flight rules for that area, thanks to September 11th. But cool. And Dulles is a nice airport. In fact, I got some scenery for that. What is it? I got the flight beam, I think it is. Yeah, flight beam. Washington Dulles scenery, which is really nice. We're making our way across the Atlantic. If we were to have an engine quit right now, it'd be kind of hard. We'd probably be going over here. And I don't think we'd make it. Well, we might make it. Things that you think about as a rural pilot. Where am I going to go in case the engine quits? So we definitely have a life raft and everything on board. Because at least the rule in the United States with the FAA is if you're going over 50 nautical miles over water, like just over water 50 nautical miles, you have to have a flotation device. Me, myself, I do not fly over the water a lot. And the biggest time I ever flew over the water was twice. Rhode Island Sound going to Block Island from Plymouth. And right over Plymouth Harbor to get to Provincetown right across the water and Cape Cod. And Seeing that I had carb icing on the way to Block Island and did not have personal flotation device, I now have vest, self-inflating vest that I wear. So I wore that when I went to Provincetown. And I hope to never use the thing, but I have it because it was pretty sketchy when the engine almost quit on me over Rhode Island Sound in the 152. .168 knot ground speed, 30 minutes out almost. Pretty nice scenery. A little bland after a while with just seeing snow, but it's as I've said the whole time, and I hate to repeat myself, but it's about the adventure making it to Paris, France in the Cirrus. Which I guess can't happen. You have to do a lot of planning on that leg from Canada, though, because those winds were not good. Oh, you did? All right. Well, that's good. So I might actually do some flights in DC. I know the big thing is getting to Reagan National and having to go down that corridor right there. So that was kind of cool back in the day. And then one time, way back, again, this is probably like 1999. Oh, cool. Great person to learn from. Nice guy, too. So, very knowledgeable and patient. And also a Virtual USA Flying Club member. So, and I'm sure VATSIM could use more controllers there anyways, because it seems like Boston's the one that's always packed. But me myself, I don't have it in me to do air traffic control. But definitely welcome, because obviously I use VATSIM when I can. In fact, we're using it right now. It's just that there's no air traffic control over this area. So, and even I think it's a flight service station last time I checked. So. Well, let me know when you're on ground at Dulles sometime, and maybe I'll do a flight there. So, but I might take that course because there's this thing called the Wings program for private pilots and other pilots too, where every 2 years we're supposed to get a flight review. So we have to do an hour of ground at least and an hour of flight just to review techniques and maneuvers and make sure that you're safe and up to date on knowing stuff. And I did the Wings program, but one of the things that you can submit for credit, I think, is that special flight rules class. So it's an online self-guided thing. So yeah. But if you do the Wings program, you take all these classes on things that you get to pick. There are different categories you got to pick from, and then you basically just have to get the flight review, and that's it. And then you're good for 2 years. I'm good till January of 2022 now. So yeah, but and also you get a pair of gold wings. So they're pretty. It's a nice little pin from Avemco, the insurance company. They like to reward people that do the program. So little spiffy wings. But I got to use the check ride from October of 2019 as my flight. And then the actual classes were the ground, so it's just as easy as doing that, and then having a CFI just sign off on it, and it was all good. 28 minutes out, we are going to send in about 8 minutes or so down to 1,100 feet or so to get ready, because we have to make sure we know how this runway is going to go. I don't have any guidance on my EFB here for Greenland, so we will mainly use the GPS here and just zoom in on the range as we get closer. But again, just a lot of ocean with Greenland there on our left and nothing but a barren ocean on the right. I'm surprised. I'm surprised at the no icing. I've had the airframe, the de-icing of the airframe on, though, since I was on the ground. I started it right up at the airport. And no, it's been pretty clear skies. I think that's part of it. We're hitting some clouds now. But the temperature when I left was 2 degrees Celsius, too. Now it's -11. But I've had the pitot heat on and the air diff frame run. And I guess there's just not a lot of condensation in the air. When we went over the Atlantic, there were clouds, but it was, I don't know. I don't know about the amount of moisture in the air, but that is a big factor too. So Microsoft still has to tweak that a little bit. They're a little happy on the icing, so that way they show off their icing effect, I think. But it's gotten better. When it first got this sim, it was terrible. It was like icing all the time. So local time is 10:55 in the morning, and I did that so we'd have daytime the whole way. But it does get dark here a little quick during the winter time. But sunset wouldn't be till about 4 or so. I forget what it was. It was like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. So we still will arrive during daytime hours, which is nice. And again, 26 minutes out from Kulusuk. No polar bears, though. They said there are polar bears in Greenland, but we haven't seen any. In fact, I don't think I've seen any animals that the Microsoft Flight Simulator has in it. So I know some scenery creators have installed like bears and stuff. Hey, we have more traffic from Microsoft Flight Simulator out there. A Cessna 208. Possibly out of Kulusuk? Who knows? Because there's not many airports around here. And the clouds are supposed to be up high. I think they were 12,000 last time I checked. On SkyVector, it kind of gives me the METAR here. So here's Kulusuk right here. It says few at 12,000. So that's the same report we had last time. And no icing on ear mets or anything like that. So I guess it's pretty realistic. So I think so too. I don't think I'm going to see him at 9,500 feet. But I would like to fly in Africa during some streaming too. I've never really done Africa. I'm trying to go to places I've never really flown to before. So but it is what it is. All right. Starting their descent pretty soon to get down there. Whoever this is, it looks like they just took off. So maybe that's is that a thing on the windshield, or is that an actual boat up there? I can't tell. We had some boats coming out of Narsarsuaq there, which I hope I'm pronouncing right. Nope, that was just on the windshield. There was a little speck on the windshield. Kind of looked like a boat though, didn't it? Like, you know, oh, there's something out there, but nope, it's just a windshield. Maybe we should wait till about 15 minutes out now I'm thinking of it, because we're kind of over the ocean. I average. Cairo to South Africa would be kind of cool, actually. Yeah. I don't know. Cairo would be kind of cool with the, what do you call those? The pyramids there. And the Sphinx and stuff like that. So, maybe doing a flight to wonders around the wonders of the world would be nice, too. It's so cliche, but might do something like that. I'm going to write that down in my ideas bucket here. But I do want to do a stunt night where I'll take a plane and people will tell me to use funny things with it. So, flight to wonders around the world. And, of course, there's modern wonders and there's ancient wonders. So we could kind of maybe do some flights like that. I'm writing down ideas here. But I should really learn how to do the extra. So I could do some stunts, but we did it in the 172 before. So we'll see what happens. This looks kind of beautiful now. Yeah. 22 minutes out. 27 knot. Tailwind. Pushing us across the Atlantic at 166 knots. Ground speed. Not too shabby, as I always like to say. Yeah, I haven't really done much with the Middle East, honestly, on the sim either. You know, again, just to install scenery here and there, but I never really used it. So, it'd be kind of cool to do like a African safari, maybe. Another idea. I'm just gonna keep writing this stuff down because I'll forget it. But one flight I do definitely want to do is a flight around Belgium, only because my grandmother came from Belgium. And I actually have, I know where she actually lived growing up in Belgium, so it'd kind of be kind of cool to see what it looks like in the simulator, you know. But I have a lot of scenery to download, like freeware, to spice things up, so. That is true. All right, let me write that down. I'm going to copy paste that. I'm even going to give you credit. I'll leave your name on that idea. But, saving that. I gotta get more international, even if it is general aviation. Be nice to break up the whole, oh, this is what I do in the real world, let's fly something realistic, to, hey, let's go out in the middle of nowhere where I never fly and have some fun, you know? 20.5 minutes out. The Atlantic Ocean's looking pretty good. Greenland's still off to our left. Just to give you an update on my moving map on Flight Plan Go, which is an EFB that I used mostly for, oops, you're going to get to the map here. It's loading. Here we are in Greenland, and we're just about there. So that's where we are currently, after we took off from Narsarsuaq, which I hope I pronounced that right. Well, good. Maybe you should fly some with me. You know, we could set something up. I'll have more availability during vacations in summer because I am a teacher. So, and I will probably not be taking any classes for recertification this summer because I do have to recertify for the fall, which means I get another 5 years to take those classes. So I usually take a year or two away from those recertification classes, then I start them up in earnest. So, but the past 2 summers I had to take a college course each summer, so that sapped a little time. But I'm glad you find them exciting, you know. Sometimes it hits me like, oh, I don't know, it's a little bit boring because we're over like ice this whole time. But I try to make it interesting, you know, as interesting as I can. So, and I don't always use autopilot, obviously, but on a flight like this, I would use autopilot because I like to talk to people and be more involved with you rather than me trying to control it over ice and stuff like that. So, and it can be exciting when you have ice and you have to do weird things. So, all right, we are going to start our descent in approximately 3.5 minutes or so. Should be an island up ahead, and this is the first time I've ever even laid eyes in the simulator on Kulusuk. So be gentle and kind, because I have no clue what it looks like other than Google Maps. I'll let you have one more look at it. It's a gravel runway. Wrong one. Other one. It's basically, this is an international airport, believe it or not, too. So it's this gravel strip with this little terminal. The town of Kulusuk is around here. And there's only about 200-something people that live there. There's the church. And they typically only live around there, and then that's it. It's an island off of Greenland. So, one hotel, $200-something a night, American. And I guess you can have that monopoly when you're on an island, you know? But that's what we're going to attempt to land on. And then we'll be going to Iceland on our next leg. So, well, good. I'm glad. Yep. Awesome. And like I said, we'll try to make it as interesting as possible. You know, if you have any ideas, please shoot them my way. Not a place I would fly. First time ever, and I've enjoyed it just for that aspect too. And the live weather's been pretty good tonight, so. The default Microsoft live weather, that is. Two minutes till we start our descent. Love the way the ocean looks, you know, with the sunrise in the back. So. Ooh, that's a nice shot. I gotta take a screenshot of that. Here we go. There we go. Beautiful shot. Yeah, I have to agree with you. And this is all default. The only thing that I did do is I installed all these freeware Greenland airports. So I know that this looks decent because I went there before we started the stream tonight just to make sure it works. Because when we had Narsarsuaq before, it had double runways. And I downloaded a different version of scenery, and that worked out better tonight. So I have to learn that on these airports I'm not used to going to, that I look at the scenery before I start streaming so it looks decent. Which kind of takes away the mystique a little bit, but... Alright, we'll start our descent right now, so let's take off the altitude here. Well, let's just leave it on autopilot. We'll do vertical speed. Go down really, actually I probably should have set the altitude before then. To 1100. And that's about pattern altitude where we're going, because the airport's at 117 MSL. Keep an eye on that airspeed and kick it back right now to about 40. That might be a boat actually, because I'm moving this all around and it's not moving, so we'll see if that's a boat out there. But someone's out there, which is quite interesting too, because I think this is the only airport in the area. So maybe it's a native Greenlander. I don't know, but it's nice to see someone out there. As far as fuel, oh no, I just turned it off. No, that'd be bad. I mean, I'm trying to descend, but not that way. Here's an important message from the Eric Flight stewardess, Allison. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. Make sure your seat belt is securely fastened, and all carry-on luggage is stowed safely and securely in the aircraft. Thank you.
There you go. Little safety message on our descent down. By the way, this is what we will be attempting to do as soon as I find it. Oh yeah, here we go. This is what we're attempting to do at the airport, so enjoy this message too as well.
Stick the landing. In this challenge, the pilot will do his best to avoid certain death by keeping the plane on a good flight path with a constant angle descent lined up to center line. Good luck. Stick the landing and don't suck.
And other than not sucking, we shall...
Number one, make it so.
Make it so. Just like Captain, I guess, Eric told you. So. 13 minutes out, we're descending. Probably should descend a little faster. Going pretty fast here. I really want to see if that's a boat out there or not. Now I can't see anything. So my eyes are playing tricks on me. But this is really beautiful. That's a nice shot too. Alright, to get a screenshot of this. Kulusuk, here we come. I'm going to check Sky Vector for elevations around here. Should be pretty good. It's pretty low here over the island. Doesn't that look like a boat? I guess it's not a boat because it's getting stuck there. It's the windshield, the reflection off of it. But we're descending down to land at Kulusuk International Airport. And this has actually like a terminal and everything. So maybe I can get a picture of that airport. I'm going to show you a little of the insides here. From Wikipedia. This is what the main terminal looks like. That's a pretty snappy looking terminal there. So, and then the international terminal looks like this on the inside. So small, yeah, but it's got a nice design to it. It's got some nice artwork in there. From this guy who is, what's his name? I was reading this earlier. Give me a second here. Oh, was here. Oh, by Fian Paul. Who's this guy that's broken all these records? He's an explorer, athlete, artist, and speaker. He's the world's most record-breaking explorer and holds the world's highest number of performance-based Guinness World Records ever achieved with a single athletic discipline. So he's gone across like the Channel, English Channel, stuff like that, I think. Where is it? The only rower ever to achieve all three overall speed records for the Atlantic, Indian, and Mid-Pacific Oceans. He rode across them, I guess. And purely human-powered boats. I couldn't do that. Let's put it that way. But he did a lot of different things, and he paints. So, I mean, that's what they have at the terminal there. Kulusuk. Yeah, Greenland's based out of there, I guess, in little ways. And it's a big transfer place for Europe and stuff, and also Greenland. So. And the airstrip was built by the U.S. Defense in 1956 for a distant early warning line station. So, the defense station was closed in 91. Remnants of the military use of the field remain. Vehicles and the plant used by the military to maintain the strip. And it was not built at a location suitable for civilian travel, so not near a local major settlement, which kind of makes sense, seeing that it's away from the village. So, they're thinking about building a new airport at Narsarsuaq, settlement in the region, and they're thinking about closing this airport, which kind of makes sense too, because it's a gravel runway, and that would be right over here. So I guess it's very close to Kulusuk. But yeah, I guess a Cold War relic to, and also maybe just a European defense. Kind of interesting. know if you could see me again. Hopefully Twitch just kind of kept it delayed so that we're good. But we are getting down to Kulusuk. I'm going to go full mixture, seeing that we're about 3,000 feet. And I hope that you're with me. So we'll see. I thought Twitch would have auto resume there, but we'll see. Right, we should see an airport somewhere in the distance. Kind of concerning because all I see are hills. But it should be down here, I think. Maybe this is the island. That's kind of what I'm thinking now, but it looks kind of small, doesn't it? I think it does. Okay, we have a headwind of 3 knots. And thank you for coming back. Sorry, did it give you what exactly did it do? Because I had to restart Streamlabs. I'm kind of intrigued. But we are getting down to 1,100 feet and Kulusuk. I guess that is the island over here. But I had to restart the whole broadcast because it kind of got stuck on a scene for Streamlabs. And I do appreciate you staying with me, obviously. You gotta put the desktop audio on. Totally forgot to do that too, but now you have audio. And we should be good. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, I'm a little confused about this airport and runway now. But it looks like it goes from east to west somewhat. So we should be almost on course here for the runway. So we might have to overfly the airport and really get a good look at it. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not seeing it right now. These are the outer islands that they were talking about on the screen. But as you can see, it's like, yeah, this is the island, so it's got to be on that far side there. So. Alright, if we have to overfly it and double back, we'll do it. If we see the runway, we'll do that too, but we're coming up on the airport pretty fast here, so. Keep this slow so we get a better view, but we are on the other side of Greenland right now. Ice shelf. This is an island, it just has tons of ice around it. Should be heading right over that airport. I'm thinking over this hump would be the airport. That's why we might have to overfly it, like I said. So I kick a little more speed than that. So maybe about 40. Fuel is doing well. Let's go to my checklist here. Okay. 119. It's 50% flat. It's 104, 100. Yeah. Okay, but I want to see this airport before we do anything, so I hope that clears this bump. Oh yeah, we will. Alright. Yeah, so it's gotta be right over this hump. We'll overfly the airport. Kulusuk Airport, Cirrus Nanarka Foxtrot overflying the airport at 1,100 feet. Kulusuk. Because I'm still on Van Sim even though no one's in the area. And that aircraft that was on Microsoft Multiplayer is nowhere to be found, but let's take a look as we come over the crest here.
500.
That would be it over there. Alright, so we have to head to the left here. I'm going to go off autopilot to do this. yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna do a swing over it. Actually, this would be like a left downwind already. Although it'd probably be a right pattern, I would think, because you have this mountain over here. But we'll overfly the airport. We'll go around, come around this way, and then we'll land on what would be runway 9er or something like that. Here's the airport right there. I could have rushed it, but I'm not going to. I'll swing out towards that big mountain first. Do a teardrop, a really quick teardrop back. And actually, that would be a left pattern. So. That's where we're landing, everybody. The winds are pushing that way too, so that's good. Got to see the windsock there. But what a challenging airport there to land in with this big mountain on the side there. All right, we're already at pattern altitude basically, so we're gonna stay here. All right, we're gonna do a quick turn, teardrop turn to the left. Keep it kind of level here. And go right on downwind. So. Kulusuk traffic, Cirrus Foxtrot, left downwind, runway 9er. Kulusuk, if they even do that. But there is a CTAF here in real life. Okay. Now, I'm going to go on 25% power. I'll bleed this off 119, 50 degrees of flaps. I'm going to angle down, so we'll trim down slightly before we stall. And that is the runway over there. So it's definitely the way to go here. Okay. Flying a little too fast. Trim up. Turn left base. Kulusuk traffic. Cirrus Foxtrot, left base, runway 9er. Kulusuk. I'm saying runway 9er because I have no other clue what to call it. Okay, let's put a little bit more speed in here. A little low. I'm going to keep turning around here to final. Got my left rudder to help me here. Go full flaps right now. And let's stick the landing, shall we?
500.
Should be landing at about 85 knots. I put the throttle out to get down there. Hey, Masnak, how's it going, bud? Landing at Kulusuk, Greenland right now. Boy, that was not an easy setup, but now we got it. I'm good. I'm good. We're just going to go for it right here. And flaring. Lots of ice and snow on the runway. Like to touch down right about now. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, this mountain gave me trouble, though. This has got to be tricky to land in real life because you have that. So, this is supposed to be a gravel runway. I guess the snow had kicked the gravel down a little bit, but yeah. Well, that's all right. Yeah, I had to restart because my Streamlabs messed up. So, all right, we'll take a turn here, a 180, if you will. But runway lights rule, and I just went off the runway a little bit, but no one knows because, shh, it's our little secret. All right, the terminal is this building over there, so I'm gonna go all the way down the runway and turn into the terminal. But Kulusuk traffic, Cirrus Foxtrot back taxiing on the runway to park at the terminal, Kulusuk. Doesn't even have a runway number, anyways. Again, this would be a gravel runway in real life, and it looks something like this, just to show you. Oh, wrong one. Why? Because I had to restart Streamlabs. Sorry, forget that then. I'll show you after. Whew. But yes, the last stop in Greenland, and then we'll be taking off for Iceland on the next leg. When that will be, I don't know yet. what? Kulusuk, and I did have some scenery installed, so it does kind of look like the terminal. We took a look at that a couple minutes earlier. And they have a marshal over there, so let's go over there. Or at least something. Okay, this would be one big area here, so I'm thinking I'm good. There's a fire truck. Excuse me. And welcome to Kulusuk. We'll take the drone out for a little bit too. So. But, I don't know if he's from me or not, but I'll park probably adjacent to this plane right here. That's what I'm thinking. And we'll shut it down and then send the drone out. Take a look at some sights around here. Alright, good enough. That's where we're parking. Flaps up. That would have helped before. Checklist. Come on, let's go. Alright, I don't know if this is going to work either because my settings got all messed up. Oh, it did. Cool. Alright, put the checklist on there. Bam! After landing, flaps up, power level 1,000. Yeah, gotta go a little faster. Transponder to standby. Back. Pitot heat off. Fuel pump off. Very good. Mix. Alright, nope. Alright. Shut down. Avionics switch off. Good. Fuel pump is already off. Mixture cutoff. Magneto's off. And battery alternator master switch is off. That's that one. ELT transmit light is out. I don't know where the ELT is on this thing. I thought they'd have a switch for it. It's probably back there somewhere, but I mean the ELT. So. No, exactly. Yeah, love to fly one, not going to pay for one. If I could afford one, I'd think about it. But this is what? 300,000. I have some early 2000 models you can pick up for about $129,000. Parking brake on. First off, let's take a look outside here. We're at Kulusuk Airport, Kulusuk, Greenland. It's an international airport here that has a gravel runway. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, I just did it. But you can look back at the archives. I should be available on Twitch. I had to do this again. I had to restart the whole thing because Streamlabs messed up, which kind of sucks. But this is the scenery I installed for Kulusuk. It looks pretty good. I mean, you know. So, I tied for 8th, so in the Cannonball Run. So I never caught up to that plane that was in front of me. So, but let's send the drone out here in Kulusuk. And thank God for runway lights because you couldn't see that gravel runway anywhere unless they had lights. And I can't even tell you if they have lights. I used whatever scenery was available from flightsim.to. That's where I download all my freeware scenery. I'll put that up there. Make sure I got that right. There you go. So, cool thing about that website for freeware scenery is that you log in and then it'll save whatever stuff you download. It'll save a log of what you downloaded. It'll let you know when there's an update. But Kulusuk Island, we'll head over to the town there. The really expensive hotel that we saw on Google Maps is over here. So that's what you see over here. You know, looks decent. This is probably the power plant at the... It used to be a U.S. military base, believe it or not. That's what it was built for. And then the town of 200-something residents of Kulusuk is over here. And they're not as colorful as they are in real life from the pictures we saw. Again, let me just fix this browser thing. Now it's, oh, wrong one. Alright, let me fix this, and then I can show you pictures of the town here. Wrong one. Okay, Google Maps. There we go. Alright, there we go. So this is the map of Kulusuk. And we're looking at the town right now over here. But if we went to Wikipedia, the houses are really colorful here in Greenland. Look at that. You got red, blue, yellow, and that does not compare on this flight simulator scenery because it's all brown, generic buildings. And they look kind of built like the places here in Kulusuk, but in no way do they look that colorful like what the picture is from there. So imagine living all the way out here on this remote one right there. But that is the, I guess, village of Kulusuk, airport in the distance, and that's where we're going to leave off tonight here on this stream. Again, our next destination will be Keflavik. I think that's what it's pronounced like, in Iceland. On our way ultimately to Paris, France in the Cirrus. But we are proving, even though the last flight was pretty dangerous with low fuel and everything, it is possible, if you don't fly a little realistically over the Atlantic Ocean from Canada, to fly a Cirrus from the United States, Plymouth, Massachusetts, hopefully to France, which I think we're going to do because all these other legs are a little shorter. So, but anyways, without further ado, I just want to say thank you for coming out to my stream tonight. Really appreciate it, and I totally forgot to put this command in, by the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our destination. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until Eric instructs you to unfasten your seatbelt. It will then be safe for you to depart the plane. On behalf of Eric Flight, I'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a wonderful day.
That's Allison, everybody. Isn't she wonderful? Anyways, let me try to permit you. Is it /permit to give me that link there? Pup. Right, give me a second. Hopefully this permits you to put a link. Nope. Is it this then? I can't remember the command. Nope. There's something to allow. Poll, prediction, raid. I can't remember how to do that, but I guess I'll look for that. Sorry that I couldn't let you have the link there. But what do you mean 8th isn't half bad? Oh no, 8th Camel Run wasn't that bad at all. I slowed down at the Rockies, but it was rightfully so because my live weather wasn't working for Flight Simulator, the first part of the flight. But it was good. It was a good flight to do. Glad I did it. And again, just to end this flight tonight, because it's getting late here, it's 12:30 in the morning, and I got work tomorrow. So I want to say thank you for coming out to the stream. Appreciate everything. Remember to at least follow me on Twitch. If you'd like to subscribe, I got a little coercing to do here. Check out this ad. Are you enjoying watching the Eric Flight Twitch channel? Want to help Eric Flight design bigger and better content? Well then, become a subscriber today. That's right, for the price of a fancy cafe, mocha, affogato, americano, you can subscribe to the Eric Flight Twitch channel and help provide for bigger and better things for the channel. For the low price of a subscription, you can rest assured knowing that you will be supporting a worthy cause towards your entertainment. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe today. So not required, but I like the ad, so it's staying, alright? Not required at all. You subscribe if you'd like to, but at least push that follow button, so that way you'll be notified of future Eric Flight Twitches. I posted a new real-world flight video on the Eric Flight YouTube. Check out that channel too, and if you like what you see, subscribe there, like all the videos. It does help out. And I just want to say once again, thank you for coming out tonight. Appreciate the support, and we'll pick up from Greenland pretty soon to go to Iceland, and have a great night. We'll see you.